Me and Mama Jalos to the DJ base, and as always, this is a conscious time awareness age. With we today, we get two people who they can talk with about the easy way they make rounds on social media. Of course, you know, if I ask anybody, give a do the toll road. Although the proposed fees were exorbitant, some they say more than 100%, more than 150, or sometimes more than 200%, as the case may be. Well, we don't try to get somebody from the ministry who know able, we try to get somebody from government, then turn we down. We also try to get some other people from the civil society who know able, but still we get to move ahead. So we get two personalities there who they can talk with, from the journalistic part and also from the civil society part. So we done there, we don't waste no time. The guests are right there going to introduce themselves. On my immediate right, we brother, say hi to viewers and listeners out there.
Parliamentary journalist and political and social commentator.
Thank you. Yes, next boss.
Fambo de Onado. This now an unusual voice, Mr. Tuboku Megsga from the Civil Rights Defenders, Sierra Leone.
All right. So, Mr. Megsga, I'll start with you because we not say Melvin a journalist. Civil Rights Defenders, Sierra Leone, is it?
Yes, sir.
Just give viewers and listeners a background about it.
Well, the Civil Rights Defender is a human rights organization registered and based in Salone, and we are represented now most of the districts in Salone, with the exception of 3, Pujon, Moyamba, and Kwenadogo. Okay. But we are represented in all of the district headquarters in Salone. And what we do, we try to look at the human rights aspect of this country, of institutions, ministries, and departments. We cut across on all activities. Even at the hospital, we are there, in the schools. So not be surprised. We didn't have free on air, but we are represented in all of those districts where we are operating. And we therefore look at the right of people. That, I mean, you not get for seize advantage from somebody. If you say nobody know this, somebody is there. Now that make we are represented in all of the district areas then. That nobody not for take chance of encompassing. We all get for respect, we write them. And even with the government. Now that make you see we decide to take up these toll gate issues very seriously because you get a lot of human rights issues. Okay.
All right, before we go to Dundee, just give a background about, I mean, the Civil Rights Defenders, is it? Yeah. Okay. What's one I don't do so far, maybe challenges, let people know.
Well, as we
because
speak,
the name popular, but
yeah, as we speak right now, they look at even the child trafficking issues. Like recently, we look at issues in Akambia, whereas, I mean, then the joint 2-year-old Pikin Pambondo society, these are issues that we will step into. And we try to make sure, say, we drag the issues, the police, then we don't look into the issues, we still work on that. Then we also look at issues, then way before, say, somebody die in a hotel in Akambia, we come out, then we go na Kono, we see the mining areas in Kono, how then they use underage picking them at the mining areas them. Okay. All of them things and they will look at them. Then the illegal mining where they go on Akono, na Moyamba, these are issues then where we they pursue and we they look into them. Okay. And also even the mining companies then where then they recruit people then in the area of work. Decent work is very important. If we all remember, most recently, the Labour Congress being held one of them day where they refer to decent work at all places. Yeah. That, I mean, we got to look at decent work generally. Okay. So even we as human rights people, and we look at that. So we go in our offices and we be sure say, decent work, health and safety. These are things that are highly respected in working places. So we job not just stop one side. We look at everything, even within the media landscape. We look at human rights issues because human rights issues are every day being violated. But if somebody is not there to remind the authorities about it, they will continue to violate their rights then they. Okay. Now that make in 1945 and December, the United Nations decided to adopt the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, where give we all the power and right for continue for remind we say this right, inalienable right is not being taken away from you. Okay. Now you're right. So these are some of the things we are here to remind the authorities about it.
All right. Again, one major thing we can push anything go before maybe the lifeline or the blood and the money. How not to get some money?
We not get any funding from any international organization. We are funding ourselves through friends then, like you can say, okay, DJ Base want to do this, but we'll not get couple. You go, okay, well, I go give you 10,000. Okay. Just like the last time where we commemorate the International Human Rights Day. Now, Paddy then just give you small thing where we decide to go cook for the inmates them. Now, Pademba Road, we do the same thing at Kenema and McKinney. So we do a lot of things and be sure say, these are not funding from any international organization or from the UN or from any side. Now money will get just within we serve.
Okay.
From friends them, party them, family members. That was what we did.
Right.
And that's what they continue to do. Even most of the activities what they do now just fund the what they get from friends them and family members.
Okay. And also, like I say again, maybe you name a lot of people. When you talk about Tobacco Mexico, a lot of people know the name, you know, and that make they ask about the organization.
Well, I know what to make you they ask that question. You see, the human rights issues now. Everybody now a human rights person. And me not person when I a private sector person.
Okay.
I know say you are aware of that. And me still a private sector person. Me a member of the Sierra Leone Chamber of Commerce, and also me na the president for the Center for Entrepreneurship Development when I trade organization as Salona here. So being a human rights person not mean say me not to a private sector person. No, human rights person is everybody's business.
I can balance down the human rights and the civil society work.
The human rights side.
Yeah.
Well, the human rights, I mean, at the chairman, we get the operational side of it. We get people the way before say, then at the field.
Okay.
We get officers, then we get coordinators in each district.
All right.
Making just step in on decisions and all that, and therefore be sure say the whole idea about human rights is being accomplished and successful.
Okay.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, you they represent a civil society organization.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Which make I ask you so, of late, like I say, I don't know if you do agree, but one of the things the way a lot of Salon people in this now, I mean, civil society not they represent them, civil society they don't take sides in so many things them, they don't keep quiet.
I have heard about that on several occasions. Even at the social media.
You're not part of that,
yes, I've been defending.
You're not part of the one that when you talk for the people?
Well, no, but I've been hearing those accusations, even at social media. If you remember, I've been even defending some of the civil society. One, people then for realizing, even in the media, in journalism, we get political journalists then.
Okay.
We get political civil society. So people then for able to differentiate the difference between who is a political, because politics is about activism.
All right.
So we get people the way before say these are civil society, but they represent political ideologies.
Right.
We get journalists the way before say they are representing political ideologies. So if people don't know the difference, that is the reason why people are confused these days. And for we, as CRD, we not represent political party. We believe in supporting the people, the grassroots, the lower cadre of Sierra Leonean, because that is what we have signed up for. If anybody get an evidence for say the civil rights defenders they do something contrary to what they stand for, let it come out. But me, I agree with the people, but the reason is because people don't know able to differentiate between political civil society or political journalists. Now that way they can just put the all in one pot. Our civil society then are this. The journalists and this because they don't know the difference. Even at the States, we get people, the journalists when they support political party, we get civil society the way they support political parties.
Right.
But people they need to know the difference then they.
Okay. Now, I mean, the whole talk all over the town and on social media now get to do the increase way the minister will announce say for happen come 1st March, but we know say due to maybe media interviews or issues or don't come up. I mean, talk then don't make the non put a hold on it. We know say Parliament's been calling people, and recently we'll talk to a brother about that later on. But from the CRD point of view, what's you want to think about this whole issue of this toll gates we give dudes? I mean, the proposed increments come March, well, you don't put on hold now. What's you not taking this?
DJ Base, if you remember, even in the previous administration, me and one person were been stand tall and argue against the toll gate, the whole arrangement about the toll gates.
Why?
One, first and foremost, why they do a toll gate, because that road is not the existing road of the people.
Okay.
Amending or maintenance in it not give you the audacity for go put a toll day.
Okay.
But in fact, even if you want to put a toll day, get the people an optional road, because that's even violation by itself.
Okay.
Because that road they belong to the people. The people have been using that road, first and foremost. But now, if you say, because somebody don't add another side of the road, somebody don't amend the road, they just get for put toll gate, fair enough. Now you get authority. But for the sake of decency, let there be an optional road who cannot afford. Because don't forget, that same road there, it leads as far as to Waterloo. So even somebody where they come on Waterloo for can walk, can get for pay toll through Arte Ekam.
Yeah.
People then they Yams farm. People then they along, even within Freetown and they pay toll gate. It is unfair. And it is unacceptable when it comes to the right. The right of the people have been violated already. Let's say from the inception, even the present government was in opposition. Then condemned that road there, then speak against that road there. So I'm surprised today when I see the Minister of Works, they defend and promote that road. They say that road is good, that road is this. But it was in the same government who was in opposition, they condemned the whole idea. But for now, if I see the Minister of Works, they can promote that road there, then that means for say, they turn around and ask myself, who is the minister serving? Is he serving the contractors? Because in another hand, I see the minister, they even promote or defend the CRSG. So I was a little bit confused. I said, who are the minister the server? Serving the people or serving the Chinese construction company? So now that makes the whole idea itself is just confusing. Now that makes we continue for stand and call President Bio say, we're not interested in that increment. If they want to do the increment, let them do the optional road for the people who cannot use the optional road, they can come and use the toll gates. Okay.
Mr. Mansaray, you don't get off with the agreement, or you don't see them, or you don't...
Well, I don't get a briefing from even the former minister because I try for... the Kemosise. I don't talk with Kemosise. The same thing interview, because I listened to both interviews of Kemosise and Dr. Dennis Sandi. I listened to them, both of them, then also... But DJ Base, you see, we are not honest in this country. We authorities are not honest to we. For God's sake, if you did Dennis Sandi, you know, the present Minister of Works. I mean, then don't even the interview where they interview anything they ask in Osabe. But he's the same person trying to push for this agreement for the increment to take effect. Because when they ask them about the traffic flow, the data of the traffic, they're not able to tell. Turn around again, ask them, okay, how much then people they get annually in Osabe? So even the financial statement, but for God's sake, government is receiving 10% every year. So by default, simple mathematics, if you're able to know if somebody give 10%, then how much the person they get.
10%
exactly, from waiting the person they get. So let me say, if the government don't know, even when a Minister of Works, he don't know how much then people then they get yearly, quarterly, weekly, daily, then it's an embarrassment for him to be at that ministry. Because coming to that ministry now be one of the most controversial agreements. That for don't be one of the first things if you don't look at, even not to himself, even previous ministers who came to that office, that agreement supposed to have been looked at, because the President Bio in one of his campaign, he said then go review them. Even though some people then they go say President Bio say go remove them. No, for me that is not it. Such an agreement can be reviewed. If this government did not review that agreement, we're not for don't reach us all this today. But Dennis Sandi came in, decide for look into all. Before even Dennis Sandi come and push this thing at people and say, no, Papa match, Nasi no go poelan. He even go to the point say the cabinet is the highest decision-making body, where cabinet don't take decision, nobody know the changer. I was surprised again, and it was embarrassing on his side for make Parliament step in and say, no, let it be suspended. So where is the power of the cabinet? So, but for me, the whole thing where I see, most of we leaders then deceptive and they are dishonest to the people. I was wondering whether some of these guys are serving the people or serving themselves.
All right. Okay, now let's go back. You say we don't get a fail with the agreement. I even talk to the former minister Kemosise. What did he tell you about this agreement in? Wait till we talk about now. We didn't say when it reach 10, when the dollar go up 10% to some extent, then for review and look into this.
You see, DJ Base, this is very funny when I listen to the whole agreement. I see then they talk about the increment of fare. Even yesterday, they listened to another authority. They talk about say, but that time how much for fare have been 6,000 leos. How much for fare now 30,000 leos. What if fare get for do toll gate that has already been built and be established?
Maybe something the money with the people and they spend for finance and run the project.
What about the vehicles then when they run? They're not the buy fuel?
No, all maybe cost money, maybe not anything.
No, but at the camp, let we say, most of them toll gate, then they use solar system. Yeah, then they use solar. I'm aware of that because I don't move around, I don't check. Let we say, if then they pin now say because fee along go 30,000 because it was 6,000 leons. And according to Kemosi, say there was nothing in that agreement. He even ask people and say, can you get copy?
There was nothing in the agreement for say waiting.
But say there will be a further increment in the near future until 25 years. That was what Kemosi said.
You say no increments on for the...
Exactly. Immediately Kemosi say go na the air and make such a statement. If he say government na government, government can just, you minister, invite, now that Kemosi say challenge the Minister of Works. He say, Dennis not to me enemy. He talk and to he say not to me enemy. If you want to know something you don't understand, call me at your office.
Okay.
I go come, I explain to you. He said because at the end of the day, the Chinese then go see say me and you two know the see eye to eye, then go bring other thing the inside and talk for saying na this. And if you're not aware of the agreement, you go by that. And that was exactly what happened. Why Dennis Sandy no call on Kemosise? Kemosise is in town, and I am sure now there is a confusion in the public.
Maybe the agreement not nothing for do with Kemosise because the document is there.
No, well, how can you trust that document where Kemosise the present, where Dennis Sandy the present right now? Because that anything can happen, we don't know. Now we have to understand. Kemosise say again document that's not the inside. Government get the right now for call on or Parliament can easily summon Kemosise. He's a citizen of this country.
Okay.
Parliament can summon Kemosise, come, Dennis Sandy come. Before even Parliament call all this press conference, then two people then don't come for the table. Then look at the issues. This is this enough for don't go to this level here. If only them do the right thing. Parliament for don't call Kemosise, call Minister of Works, then sit on a table, then look at this agreement. Okay. Waiting Kemosise say and waiting Dennis Sandy say. But me waiting surprise me where Dennis Sandy not even know how much them people in they get daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. And you not even know the traffic flow. You not even check
but
all
again,
of them.
But again, you mentioned say you talk to Kemosise, no so?
Yeah.
You may also ask him what's in the traffic flow, how much then they get, how much they don't pay already.
Yeah, Kemosise tell me concerning the payment. Now he tell me about the 10%. He said, but until 2017,
yeah.
When the SLPP they come into power in 2018, he said then people then they pay them 10%. He said the documents are all there.
How much is that 10%? You know, he would tell you figure?
No, not tell me figure, just say 10%. He said the documents
are. You said not asking 10% of how much?
No, I'm not.
Maybe I'm going to give you a glue of.
No, I'm not be actually asking the 10% of how much. Okay. Well, if we want to know like the 10% of how much, simply if the people then actually get a bank account, where me know say they say most of the time, then people don't can get bank accounts. But every registered company in this country
supposed to get an account.
Supposed to get a bank account. And if they deal with government, you're supposed to get bank accounts. If they sign any agreement, you're supposed to get bank account. It is easy for make the government know how much them people they get. And in fact, do we have inspectors? We'll get people then because according to Kemosise, therefore they inspect them. We'll forget inspectors.
Then they do that way, then they have power because
according to I say yes. That them in the do, but now
the evidence and did it for say.
They say all them at the office day. But now let me draw your attention to those who were present in this agreement. Because this agreement, remember, not to Kemosise no more today, right? There were individuals who were behind this agreement. Okay. And those individuals were called by Kemosise himself. And that's not the Charles Mambu, and that's not the consumer protection
Mr. Kabia.
Mr. Kabia. Yeah. You get the Dr. Kaloko, the petty traders, you get the motor drivers, the professional motor drivers union, SHEC, the bar, and call a good number of them. All of these individuals were on that seat. Okay. Now the people that were then look into this agreement. Right. So I'm so embarrassed for see them people there who were the brain because from the beginning will not be no. It's like when they were going there, they were always seeking for their own personal interest, the per diem and the sitting fee. Forget say they are supposed to have been an optional road. When you talk about optional, but we do optional road. DJ Base, take bike or you take a vehicle. Go to that place, you say go do an inspection. Do you call such a place as an optional road?
No, no. Pass that corner.
Now that Hastings, yes, that
by the airfield.
Exactly. Is that an optional road? Okay.
But at some point in time, they block that road.
They even block it because I think they say it was not safe. Because that bridge, they say be non crack.
So cut long talk short, as we talk, so I just see a public notice. Well, I don't know, I believe say maybe now the Chinese then don't pull this because before now, I be here and say, I don't know, one group power load and they say, then see the Chinese and they pay space toll with and they even don't reduce them. So my own point now is this. One, I don't know, maybe Melvin or somebody who don't work in parliament go able to explain now and if then we don't go with this in parliament, because at first I believe say they're supposed to go to the parliament for make all the adjustments here. So the way then the Sandika put this law. Then we don't come to parliament or this law, this arrangement at the camp. Then we don't come to parliament or then get for come to parliament because so me what are the same, what are the sense is like there's a maling in this whole thing for see it go just play so then all of a sudden come sometime we see this thing take effect because now we see recently the chairman of I think of the works committee or so in the parliament been put a hold on it. But all of a sudden, when we watch television, was it yesterday, where the committee meet with the CRSG people and journalists them, who say Melvin and Seth Bineo, then can't talk about, then say they don't put a hold on it. And today now almost the 28th, 29, 30, or the first as the case, or 31st as the case may be. Now I just see on social media maybe Melvin or you go able way I go read them. West African Operation and Management Company Sierra Leone Limited, public notice the arrangement of new toll tariff, whereas by press conference from the Minister of Information and Civic Education and public notice from the Minister of Works and Public Assets, Government of Sierra Leone has announced revised toll gate charges that will come into effect on March 1st, 2024 at 6 a.m. Following the above public notice, the management of the West African Operation and Management Company, WAOMAC, hopes to inform the general public that effective 6 a.m. March 1st, 2024, all toll gates on the Wellington-Mashaka Highway will implement the new charges standards as follows. The category day, the draft day, Group 1, old tariff up to 05:59, I think up to the 6 a.m. 1st March 2024. Group 1, new rates 3, I think it's 3,000, from 1,000 to 3,000. Group 2, old rates 2,000 or 2 new Leones as the case may be, to 5 new Leones. Group 3, 4, old rates 4 Leones, new rates 10 Leones. Group 4, old rates 18 Leones, new rates 40 Leones. Group 5, old rates 183,000, new rates 700,000. Group 6, old rates 100,000, new rates 250,000. Group 1 equals Keke 3-wheelers. Group 2, sedan taxis. Group 3, SUVs, pickups, jeeps, minibuses, medium buses up to 18-seater seats. Group 4, coach 18-seater above, light truck, medium trucks, less than 10 tires, excavators, loaders, fuel bowsers with 2 axles. Then this say Group 5, heavy trucks, 10 tires and above, trailers, fuel bowsers with tank trailer, semi-trailer, flat beds. Group 6, fuel bowsers, 3 to 4 axle but not trailers. All categories are classified according to existing standards without any charges. The monthly pass card for private vehicles of residents living close to the toll gates and along the toll as a preferential policy for convenience will continue. Due to the price adjustment, existing monthly cards that have not expired will be invalid on March 1st, 2024. Customers can request a refund for the amount that has not been spent since March at the Hastings Card Center for the existing monthly cards and purchase new cards as needed. Prepaid pass cards will also be reactivated to serve various transportation companies and would attract concessions based on the level of purchased recharge amount. For further information, please check with Card Center at Hastings Station or call 099-119-627. We wish all customers using the Wellington-Masiaka Highway to kindly pay attention to this notice in advance. Operational services will continue to be provided in high quality. Thank you for your cooperation. Wish you a happy life and a safe journey. End of notice. These are from the Chinese Railway Group Siam. So to me, it seems that what we talk different from what in practically get for happen. So don't not just sleep because nothing can happen in Sierra Leone. We sleep all of a sudden the first, we see this thing take effect.
No, well, I can tell you, say, we see on one time when there was a Finance Act
Yeah.
We go through parliament, everything. We oppose, we stood against it, and we call on President Bio. President Bio get for return that back. He refused for sign them.
Okay.
So for me, it will not be a surprise, no matter what they do now, but we still hold on with position that the toll gate is high. If they want continuum, may them get we a toll gate. Because at the end of the day, legal issues get to come up. We can decide for sue that company there, or even the Ministry of Works. Because that is, it violates the right of the people. Then. We need an optional road. Tell me which part around the world. I have challenged somebody on this, on the social media on this one. Oh, but not to all toll gate go get optional road. Choose me once. We have all traveled extensively.
But does it toll get them back? Me go Ghana now, point to point, start and end.
Exactly. And not only that, safe. DJ, look at Hastings to Mashaka. Look at how short that distance is. I went to China. He go travel till I go Kenema, maybe not 2 toll gates in the sea. But yeah, just from Hastings to Mashaka, 3 toll gates. Then even the roads were not done, then toll gate they were instituted.
Okay.
Now, how much then people they don't get, we don't even know. They maybe then go don't even get more than what they don't spend on the road. So then they use your money for even do the road. That is what is happening. But all of this not to we concerned. Some of we will concern at the lower Keda.
Okay.
The transporters will not actually feel the pain as how the lower Keda, where you for go buy in plazas for count, because the transporter will definitely increase in charges.
Of course.
And when the transporter increase in charges, believe me, that mommy where they count in potato leaf, he say where it reach the markets, it will increase in plazas.
Okay.
Potato leaf when I've been 12 leons, now 20 leons in markets. So you can see the difference. Well, even though they're not started to, but now when you ask them, I'm in the market, then they tell you, hey, the toll gate. So let we put that aside. Now let we say, if government they're not able to give the toll gate, because it's that there is a challenge between the Ministry of Works and the people.
Okay.
Whereas the Ministry of Works supposed to concern about the people. Now I don't see the reason why we get a lot of potholes and are sitting here.
Okay.
Most of the death trap then and along the roads, and because the Ministry of Works not concerned about that for them broken foot. They're only concerned about the contractors.
Yeah.
That's them concerned about. Because there are several work to be done by the Ministry of Work within Freetown, which they are not doing, including the road maintenance one, the SLRA. Take a look at the road. Move around, make you take a look at the road, the potholes, the gutters, and where people need to for them every day. It's not user friendly.
Okay.
So we get to look at the safety aspect. But this toll gate don't tell me, say, the Ministry of Work is not interested in the people. Because if they're interested in the people, then first concern for be speaking on behalf of the people. Say, this is ideal.
Okay.
But when you see the minister, they go defend such an agreement, such an increase, then it tell me, say, well, we are not safe.
So you think say this will take effect or you not go work?
For me, I just
because just get 3-4 days.
If it take effect, we say get an option we'll go take.
Okay.
There are legal means way before. We can go court. We go court on behalf of the people.
When it comes to Melvin, but coincidentally, I just see also on social media, we know say the president go China, and I see them say Chinese president announces 50 million yen assistance, debt cancellation, and food supply to Sierra Leone. You think say this guy for do the toll road or the bridge?
Well, I listened to somebody from Australia. He said President Bio go China for go discuss even the toll gate, or for even discuss, because somebody tell me say the former vice president of the APC, when Victor Fo, he don't whisper na President Bio he say this CRSG company is not a legitimate company.
Okay.
That's just a rumor. I stand to be corrected. So I said, but our President Bio go China just for toll gates, for God's sake. We have an embassy there. Where before say that embassy, the President Bio can just instruct the embassy. It's easy for know the legitimacy of a company, but that is not an issue here. But me probably President Bio go on to China not only for toll gate, probably you go there for other issues. Okay. But again, if then China say then they go pull all in and they then
cancel over 50 million.
Over 50 million. Yes. Then you look at this toll gate. Where before say now for salvage the situation. Remember Sheki in those days where angry kingdom more than Sierra Leone. Not to China they go count rest.
So you get
like,
out
exactly. Okay. Now they go count fan. They concerned about people.
So you think say this guy for take effect? It's all how they play so.
When me say no, it not will take effect.
All right, okay, thank you. Melvin, over to you. You don't follow this case for a long time, and we've been seeing also, Parliament, the head of the committee at some point in time, we put a whole seat and look into this, but coincidentally, I don't even know I not been see this chairman also present, Usai, when I've been there, Usai, people like Alfonso been there, Edmond Abu and other people I see, then chair and whatever, and like how they see, like I say again, I don't read, I don't send them to you. The Chinese, they already don't pull a release that come the 1st, and we didn't say the 28th today. 29th, 30th, and no, this one that is 31st.
29.
Okay.
29.
So we almost get about maybe 2 days then. Is it that we just sleep and wake all of a sudden on the 1st, people are going to the drivers and go?
I hope not to Photoshop.
Well, again, the truth will come out.
Yes, yes.
And Melvin, I take about that because it seems as if when they talk about government getting own planning, we don't suicide the minister, they insist say it's good for the Chinese, like how Mr. Toboku say. It seems as if they talk for the Chinese or whatever. This will be a burden on people.
It's a new PRO for the Chinese.
Okay, well, that's a difference. So you go Melvin, over to you.
Well, first I'll begin with the absence of Honorable Bashiru Siliki, who is the chairman of the Parliamentary Oversight Committee on Works and Public Assets. According to my sources, he traveled out of the jurisdiction.
But there not be no saying go that meeting that they way in be don't propose the meeting and call for proposal.
Well, interestingly, the clerk of the committee been there.
Okay, so I like it no day.
And
no matter.
Not to be a committee meeting.
Okay.
But now meeting, a follow-up meeting this time by the leadership.
Okay.
After the committee been done, resolved that everything be put on hold upon the availability of the base traffic data. I will come speak to that specific day because I feel in this case here day.
Okay.
But basically, with waiting you don't read to what you sent to me also, it make people, like I've been saying on one sister program, Sierra Leoneans will be cautiously optimistic. Because waiting for the CRSG, this gumption, whereas Parliament, no less a person, the Speaker, is presiding over a matter, when not tomorrow, with the expecting announcements, and all of a sudden, today, they don't pull release. Could there be some things behind the curtains that we don't know?
No.
Well, I think this is a despising on the legislature of Sierra Leone. This is a big fit here, put on Pancrio, because if Parliament is telling us, say, now wait first, and when they come out with a decision, and una don't go ahead, waiting you another mind day, waiting you another gumption day. And for me, it's scary and it make a bit skeptical now that with the sleep and wake and time is fast clocking. And that being said, that comes to a few things before we come to the crux of the matter. I listen the civil society person talking about Kemosisi, and for me, it's quite unfortunate. I think, say, if anybody for big salon people name, Kemosisi, any APC party or administration back then, they owe Sierra Leoneans an apology for the fact that they present this controversial, clumsy, and opaque agreement in 2015, and they make amendments in 2017, and nonetheless, today it seems as if Kemosisi, I don't like to discuss persons, you know, but since now him go do audio, now him put himself in the media, so we are going to bring him to the cross. I think, say, waiting Kemosisi attempts for do now for score political mileage on a matter that goes beyond politics.
Exactly.
And a matter that's going beyond economics. A matter that goes beyond even security. A matter that goes to the hearts of lives and livelihoods. And for me, it's quite unfortunate. And people said it should have been summoned. No, Sierra Leone is not a kangaroo state or banana republic where Melvin not in our office, all documents for go with Melvin. This is not how governance operates.
Exactly. So
Kemosi say he just exposed himself who's kind of leader even be while he was a minister. And it's quite unfortunate that he's coming out to score political points, wherein in fact now in government score this own goal where Sierra Leoneans them the grapple with. However, before I talk about Kemosi say, I would prefer to talk about President Madabio, not even a Minister of Works, because the other day we're going to Parliament. He attempted to tell MPs them for the get me na do.
Okay.
But
why?
Well, he said me go where I go to 98.1. He said me use a diction where if na Parliament to say unparliamentary. And waiting at the word we talk. Hey, but if you get minister outside, they talk now laugh. When minister talk, people and they laugh. Okay, I don't know. Well, now the same word I use, now himself, now he vex for. So, but it just show and say, you can be powerful at the executive, but you are not all powerful. And Melvin might be an ordinary journalist, but my contribution to the parliamentary dome goes a long way, over 15 years. Yeah. So you are not even in governance. I doubt if you not be in a classroom when we don't begin cover politics and governance in a salon with no disrespect. So I know they talk about the Sandy even because it seems not forget the people at heart. I would prefer I dedicate attention to President Bio. And why? President Bio, and don't forget, I was in Parliament with people like the Honorable Bashir Siliki, Honorable Parantarali, Honorable Kenneth Tully, and another Honorable lady, where they raised the reservation in the 4th Parliament that this agreement is bad. and that will be SLPP in opposition. And once them
and of course, would be also the say Tawa 7 and one person will be stand for lead and look into this, but all of a sudden everything don't die down.
No, Honorable Tawa is vehemently opposed to this. Even yesterday, we were comparing notes on this. He's vehemently opposed to that. And well, I said, why you know they ask questions at the floor?
Yeah.
And he said the meeting was too elegant, meaning the leader then did it and he'd expect the leader. But Honorable Tawa on this issue, yes, in our politicians sometimes he can be inconsistent when it comes to partisan issue, but on this one, I think he's been very consistent, even if not voicey for us.
Okay.
So be that as it may, SLPP, why I will talk about them instead of not talking about the others, now that SLPP been promised, we say, if they can have government, then go review this, what's them been called by them, bad agreement.
Exactly.
They call it all kind names. And unfortunately, SLPP now is in power for almost 6 years, and they've not done so. So you ask yourself, were they sincere with us? For me, as a political thinker and commentator, it just revealed the fact that there is a difference between politicking and governance. SLPP was politicking the issue while they were in opposition. And when they come into governance, they are now grappling with the reality. Yeah. Now they are telling us that, oh, it's a contract, there are legal complexities around it, which is a matter of fact. But let's not forget, social or morally, they promised Sierra Leoneans to review this.
And again, why not 5-6 years back when they came into power?
So, I mean, well, you go say that but the months that they are ahead, why not now?
Yeah.
And so on and so forth. So SLPP themselves, this is a big slap on their face. It means say they may just make big talk, and then not be no say the master get for poor.
Yeah.
So let me go now to another issue, the government. Well, I think I don't address that.
One of the main issues, Melvin, where I've been asked Charles Mamboe in Serbia admitting waiting Tuboku Meziga in a way, even the minister self don't know the data in a sense, maybe how the traffic, how they go, almost the non-collect. Because according to, well, Charles Mamboe is about $162 million. Now they own almost $154 million. So, in fact, you get confused in the whole thing. At some point, we must have been 25 years. And you must say maybe if we can get Kemosis in another point for laying clarified, Andy, then add 2 years back, we go to 27. Why was that 2 years away? Some people in the who must say, well, now for later no increase the toll and all. But my point is this. If we get to pay $162 or $154 million, the case may be, how much they don't collect so far, how much left, how much are the minus and plus? Because when we ask Charles Mamboe, say maybe for 25 years, is it possible that we get the money in 10 years and pay them and the BOT, it transfer to the people that is bill operating transfer, then change and give the people them, we pay before time, or is it past that time, then 27 years done, even if they don't pull the money?
So, to me, I make people like Kemosi say they not get the moral high ground.
So to me, I mean, the whole thing just gets mixed up.
Because the question you ask, how comes, it was originally in the 2015 agreement for 25 years.
Yes.
But there was an addendum brought in where make some alteration on the price, the toll charges, and also add another 2 years to 27 years.
Yeah.
So that was the basis for that. Looking at the facts here, whether the minister, if I was the president, I think say that mandate for recycle and back. But I don't want to forget that. That is the discretion of the president. Even in the Mark.
Which one?
The minister.
The president one now?
The president minister of Works.
I have already tweeted on that.
He has not done, in fact, he embarrassed government,
he embarrassed the president.
Cabinet, he embarrassed the president, and he also embarrassed we Sierra Leoneans. Thankfully.
Moment, you think that minister they go get a mindy for do all lengths here without the knowledge of the president?
Yes.
No.
He did it.
No, he did it. No, he do them with cabinet concurrence.
He don't do something in this country on the first day President Bill come into power, where President Bill says executive order one. He challenges the president, he said ministerial order one, until when he was queried.
Okay.
He not saying a person where just feel good of himself.
So you think president don't know about all the way they do so?
I am sure, yeah.
No, I beg for differ. That's not the minister that do the president only know.
Yeah.
And when even the minister.
So you don't think they get the president in backing in all lengths here with
I think so, because the man openly talk and say get cabinet concurrence.
Well, he can say it, but we don't have.
But that man not go like a cabinet and president with the only watching.
Now free talk. We have to see the evidence.
No, I don't think that man can condescend so low. Mind you, he's an intellectual too. He lectures, I think, economics.
But he has not behaved like that at the 98.1.
When I make them people are looking to watch with the ordinary mammy, they will sell now, Dove Courtier, Abacha, they always say they want the land book and they make this country.
And then pour this country.
And me, first they happen, the first are just ordinary cliche. But it's becoming fact that the elitists or the elite class, they need to do a lot more.
Well, how the country will move, because take it or leave it, the elites and then get to take the lead in all spheres, be it lawyers, be it doctors, because you're not going to take somebody who no land book for putting a certain
But what Shaka Stevens?
No, we got technocrats then. We get technocrats for certain ministries. Certain ministries need to be headed by technocrats.
Shaka Stevens, with all in demerits, which you will say, of course, now I don't say I'm winning a book we carried. It was not that kind of sophisticated, educated man.
Yeah, he had a lot of technocrats.
He used common sense. Although some people say common sense is not common.
Common sense is common.
And what we see, back to the issue of why the educated class, the need for up the game, the worst mistake this country go move into, now for let the ordinary people that will not learn book, not believe the book man.
Okay.
Because it means say, you go learn, you get your degree, you get your master's, you get your PhD, enough value to society. Because other person they look and say, but I'm not people for qualification, no more. We'll go situation there. So in this case, I want to think say Dr. Sandy, I'm not in his good books, and of course, you know I'm his critic, but I think I'm not going to take that kind of action if President Bill don't know.
Okay.
Now I make enough of waste powder pack.
Okay, you don't say in a parliament. Which power parliament gets for put a hold in this? Because we don't hear the chairman of the committee, Bashir, not present during the second time. They don't see the committee hold a meeting yesterday with media people. Today we'll see the Chinese and pull a new toll-free away for take effect. Where you say Parliament back for meet tomorrow, so also, the whole thing just get confusing.
Parliament gets the supreme legislative authority. We mean say that agreement they for let it on reality. Now Parliament been passed. Although not to Parliament been care and go to himself. Now the executive, who's the president is sitting on the chair, care and go. But you asked a very critical question: who's Parliament pull this power? Parliament pull this power in provisions under Section 73 and lengthy other subsections. We say Parliament get a duty for someone witnesses, documents, and other things like that when it comes to ministries, departments, and agencies or matters of public interest.
Okay.
So Parliament constitutionally is on track. However, why this go back in Parliament? It's now clear from the government and opposition that if you want to make this increment, in fact, that was the conclusion, one of the conclusions yesterday, that these charges should also be taken again to Parliament. Now that it has not been done, and we are seeing them announcing, that is a contempt of Parliament. I want to see what my own good experience-wise speaker will for say about this tomorrow, because this is a big slap on the Parliament's face. That
it's an insult.
Exactly.
So Parliament has got the constitutional legitimacy and authority for someone, anybody, be you civil society, journalist. Once you are doing something for and on behalf of the people of Sierra Leone, you are subjected to parliamentary scrutiny.
But again, you've been there yesterday, Melvin, like I said, it was live on AYVN. We saw the Chinese themselves, they defend this point here we talk about increasing dollar, the 10%.
Okay.
It was like confidence to them.
All right, well, I pull the Chinese CRSG because yesterday in the parliament, I see the leader of government when they talk about Chinese. I know it sounded a bit xenophobic.
Yeah. The CRSG.
Now, don't use the company.
Yes.
But again, I argue in my undertone. I say, hey, but you cannot differentiate China and CRSG because that's like the chicken and the egg situation.
Exactly.
However, let me go to the point now and let me give you the facts. If, Uncle Bass, if you go to Article 10, and they expose this for Famulem and for government officials and technocrats and policymakers and particularly lawmakers when they go sit down tomorrow on this issue. Forget an elevated aspect of this conversation. Now let's look at Article 10. I will take 10.1 and 10.2 in tandem.
Okay.
Because the Chinese and they argue, including the minister, on Article 10 subsection 1. Let me read them first.
Okay.
And I know that and Kiwale public no force. What is Article 10 saying? It say, permit me, it say Article 10.1, right to charge and collect tolls. Article 10, the side note, not tolls. 10.1, the concessionee, in this case, the concessionee is CRSG, and the concessionaire is the government of Sierra Leone.
Okay.
The concessionee shall have the exclusive rights and obligation during the concession period to charge, collect, and keep for its account tolls from vehicles utilizing the highway in accordance with the terms and conditions hereof as part of the concession's rights. What is this saying? Now CRSG then rights for collect and keep the toll.
Okay.
That is not disputed. And even yesterday in our parliament, the legitimacy of the agreement
now
is
the right
not
for collect and keep the information
because,
also.
No, hold on. I'm coming to the information. Not only one, the money side. The money side important. When it comes to the information,
right.
DJBs. The money side say the concessionaire shall have the exclusive rights and obligation during the concession period to charge, collect, and keep for its account tolls from vehicles utilizing the highway in accordance with the terms and conditions. So, not so bad CRSG to do for let them collect and charge that. But DJ Base, the one that will be doing this argument, do the argument bad, then be use the aid somehow and look ahead. And this is the catch. And this now the can use now for expose the reality.
Okay.
It say Article 10.4. Revisions to the highway tolls. Base, the person will write this English or the lawyer that will do this. The lawyer and people that will get aid bang bang, but the way how the aid used for this thing, I get some reservation. Now let's wait and see Article 10.4.
Okay.
The toll tariff shall be adjusted subject to a review on the base traffic data by both parties. Whenever the exchange rate varies by 10%.
Okay.
First sentence. Two things for note, DJ Base.
Yeah.
It say these adjustments, if it for happen, if for be subject on the base and traffic data. What's not the base traffic data? That now almost multiply the go, almost the come.
Okay.
That's not the first parameter. Then you see now they introduce the dangerous aspect. Subject to the exchange rate on a plus or minus 10%. So now this is the argument where I say with government officials then for argue. If you are saying inflation don't go up, when not true, I agree with CRSG. If you are saying exchange rates don't spiral for over almost 100%, that is true. But if you are not telling us what's the status of the base traffic data, what if the base traffic data also don't increase? Now that pull the Chinese the waste now though, then can one document go to parliament to them be present, where them if you say some of we know they pay attention, where some of we able for set hands on. And this document here, family will not forget to put our internet with that 10.4 I read, where say adjustments can be subjected only on the adjustment of the base. Now listen what is this saying? From the Chinese, the motto, the motto family not to meet up. One of the documents where they present the first day before the works committee, where they talk about the achievements, like a status report basically. They express a point why they read for Fambulem in full. Then say the Chinese that then talk about that they own Mr. Bingo. I don't remember the man name, Mr. Bingo.
Okay.
Mr. Bingo now he say the delay exhibited itself, that now in presentation now it's kind for canvas. He said the delay exhibited itself in lost useful production time of commuters, increased fuel consumption, increase in pollution, etc. Just a family, pay attention now. Just a few years, the businessman could only cover 2 to 3 times a day from Freetown to Waterloo. Nowadays, the number has been increased to 7 to 10 times a day. So put out with 10.4, we say something to the base traffic data.
Yeah.
So then until we say the base traffic data, and yesterday now you see Chinese man, the CRSG then clever. Yesterday now when they present, because I know so some of we don't pick this, Mr. Bingo, and not talk about this again.
Okay.
What did this say? It is say if you are also if the CRSG capitalize on exchange rates and inflation, I think say the government also will capitalize on
inflation.
Base, not inflation,
traffic data.
base traffic data. When we say don't increase from 7 to 10 per day for the businessman. So how
that means more money don't they can
So if more money they can say, how you can get more charges?
Yes.
That is the simple logic on that one. So for me, I think so that they the Chinese there. In as much as them, if you say then the lobby and the canvas and one for make a strong case, now they them beat.
You think there's some of members of parliament and catch what you catch so?
Well, some of you be try for explain to them behind the scenes and give them some tidbits for understand this that these two facts cannot be reconciled.
Okay.
You cannot be increasing based on exchange rates and inflation and ignoring the base traffic data. So those two facts until CRSG reconcile and even the speaker. Guess what's happening now where we can see? In fact, I call this another big contempt by SLRA and CRSG. What's not contempt? Anything you do with Parliament in moral dung. In this case, SLRA, then Director General, a young man, bluff man, look nice. He informed by way of, he go tell Parliament say, when the Chinese man and say that they furnish them with record on base traffic data. He said yes. Then yesterday now, what he say? He said the base traffic data is not regular and is not comprehensive.
Which is a minus.
See, this is a big minus when the government
it's another big blunder.
Yeah. Big blunder. This now we don't see one for all as a government and people say, hey, and let me give you another provision. There is a provision in the agreement. There is a provision in the agreement that talks about periodic reports. Let's look for you, base. Let family and not go fix this. We just want for just talk off it. And it's about periodic. If you go give inconsistent, irregular, incomprehensive, what the agreement say,
you forgive the exact.
You forgive comprehensive,
correct
periodic.
Which means there's a game somewhere.
Yeah. Well, that is just now we
or sometimes the money they go to certain people.
Unfortunately, the Attorney General and Ministry of Justice not say no representative day. That is another big contempt on of Parliament because they were invited. Okay. And if anybody for advise governments on this issue, now the Attorney General and Justice Ministry, and they were not there. And we are not a lawyer. And parliamentarians are not lawyers; they are lawmakers. The ministry, they are not lawyers, they are policy makers. If the Justice Ministry and Attorney General's office, they're not they will just the wallow, just the banter. It shows that they are complicit or complacent in their work. So that is just one. Okay. Now that's just done on this point of the morning. Right, another revelation will come up DJ base. Now that the Chinese then say the audited accounts and now they get the information. I doubt if people have been
so NRA have been there, but
NRA not been there, but their name can play. So NRA by this morning will be expecting them for don't put statements in reaction to that statement. Do they have an audited record in their books on the CRSG and its operation? NRA
because then they file Parliament and government also.
NRA for don't furnish Parliament by that, or even Parliament for don't summon them and ask them for that.
So now the interesting part of it is this: when I watched the press conference, I the Chinese, then when at some point in time the speaker they say they need the information about the data and all that stuff, the Chinese let them ask SLRA.
Yeah. SLRA is in African, yeah.
So it just take me back to the now minister not don't get a brief from SLRA say this now with data, or the now minister now don't get an information from the Chinese and say NRA self get some information about which them they collect.
Well, I don't know if the minister. I don't want to talk about Salet tomorrow, but you know, the minister, although we are not scared of the powerful because we know power is not unlimited, but the fact remains, this minister, I mean, the ministry a whole, not look at the individual, because the minister is an individual. He's supposed to be surrounded by technocrats, think tanks, advisors. Yeah. So now, waiting perhaps they are oblivious of, Article 16.3 of this agreement, they talk about periodic reports.
Yes.
Where is the periodic report? Yes. Where then the minister for the old force or the ministry for the old force study look at the merits and demerits, the pros and cons, look at what in government don't do or not do.
And the periodic report probably for don't be like every quarter.
And also Article 16.1 they talk about financial accounts too.
So where?
NRA for can't tell we. Now one, SLRA for can't tell. No, NRA
you don't think so with him?
Well, good. In that area of accounts, I don't know what's in the agreement regards submitting the account. By right, the line ministry and the SLRA, which are the agency.
By right, they're supposed to audit every year.
Exactly. And these are that audited accounts supposed
independent audits.
Yeah. They're supposed to get copy of the ministry, the SLRA, and even the NRA itself.
So Melvin, what are they say? Parliament back at some point at the area, maybe you've been there directly, where the speaker be the ask say the need for know how. So which means a whole country, 7 years ago since then people have begun collect money. We not get an information of almost and non-collect, almost government non-pull so far, almost then don't get so far, almost left. Melvin?
Quite unfortunate, quite embarrassing, disgraceful and shameful, but that is the reality. So if they get the data, half enough according to SLRA, even the half enough where they get safe, it's like some man and the direct foods for puller. Why? We don't know. But I think this should warrant a forensic audit by the Audit Service Sierra Leone, And we are in the audits. We are in the audits to show malfeasance or improprieties. I think the SEC should intervene. Yeah. But there is a bigger element to this base, and I think I need to be open. We're going to do with the elements of China, the Sino influence. Now the president is there, and I remember we speak at the rap yesterday. He say this cannot be. They were forthright and cautiously now that the president is in China.
Why?
So, well, because they are scared that this might affect bilateral ties.
So today now they're about canceling over $50 million.
They can't DJ base. Right. It will affect bilateral ties.
Yeah.
But do you know that in China, they're very strict when it comes to maladministration, corruption, and all that.
You don't try it.
You don't try. You are killed.
You don't try it there.
So do we need to get scared? Because now that the minister been intimidate people on the radio the other day, they go court, and then they scare me, they not care, we go court. Are you serious?
Well, and the man don't get choice. Let me go for first.
No, we get for stand against some of them thing, and if all this alone for go forward.
But Mr. Meziga, how on earth on ourselves as civil society don't they? I've been talking to Charles Mambo the other time. Like you mentioned, don't see you say Sano the name come up. Kabia the name come up.
Well, their name they will come up, that discourages and frustrates me. Their names they will come up. There are names you call in this country. I don't want to have business with them. Okay. That's me. That's me. Because for me, now the people that are.
So which means owners have been on the all along a civil society. Not ask how them people are they pay them money until this come up.
There was a minister. What's the name of the minister? I go to that ministry day 1 September before even by you go content. What's the name of the minister? I think I asked a question. I sent a letter. I think that's the
Baba Gale.
I think so. I never get reply because I be want to know what's in the Chinese because this issue be not start from the previous administration. I've been getting concerned, you know, so much because I know say the R4D was a new establishment by Charles Mambo. Because all of them things they are, I raised them concerned and they. I said, okay, Charles Mambo say you form this R4D. Okay, but I'm not been go too much going into their situations and they. Then why begin to read their names and they? Because let we not just put small span. Kemosi say, wait till hold on right now. He said, not to me no more this agreement too. He said, then name the Awako, the people that will come up with this agreement.
But again, my point...
they come. I know the game where Kemosi say they play.
My point I know the game where they play. Mr. Meziga, Melvin, this is more serious. My point sometime, some of the people in the mention, we land book, I did not put too so this.
Of course.
Because to me, we'd expect them people in the for able to think, they will have some of they
think out of the box. Yeah.
You say, then Chinese here, almost here they non do now. Almost and non pay so far. Or maybe some of them go there, if the Kemosi say them for the student thing, say, how much some people could benefit from the agreements here, where we they make. Because my point sometimes is, then people have to make agreements where they don't get for the life end time.
Of course.
Say what you may, and they say that we get life, but then decision now gets a lot of double young people because we talk about 18 and 18, 36 years.
DJ Base,
yes, sir.
What's the ratio from Tejan Kaba, President Koroma, President Bio, then 3 presidents and they. I want to make you show me one perfect agreement among them 3 presidents. Then there is none. I can challenge anybody.
But now this is what they talk about. This toll
gate. Just the thing I say, to date as we speak, we not get no good agreements, including this toll gate. It's not a good one. Would they show me another good one under President Bio?
So what to me the same point is this.
We got to begin to think about, do we have negotiators? Do we have people who sit on table to negotiate on behalf of this country?
But these are the people we have. These are the people we have.
So we got to begin to think.
So my point why they make is, the people that where they make decisions and negotiations for this country, for the future, especially the agreements that we're going to do a decade. You know what I mean? Then for able to sit down and look the good, the bad, and the long effects of the agreements here. Like how it don't happen so now. Now people like Kemosi say not they again. People like the names so they call not they again. Now the generation where then they come, and then they come meet up all the
way of sincere parliament.
Well then they go be way cancel the election.
You guys a very sincere, a very good point earlier on. We're going to do it. What if we don't pay done? Base.
We don't know.
That make people like Kemosi
say the Chinese and can say.
That make people like Kemosi say they don't even need for that big man.
They're all.
Because you imagine you go do agreements, you state time, and you know look at the financial return.
Yeah, exactly.
What if perhaps we collect the... It's
more than what
Melvin,
it's a blind spot in the agreement.
Exactly.
And guess what? There is another thing. Let me land, please.
Yeah.
There's another aspect to this agreement where people do not even know. This agreement was triggered on the basis of argument that the Mama airport was to be operationalized.
Thank you. So to me,
without Mama,
so it was a camouflage.
So wait. So
without
me,
Mama, is the toll gate
not
justifiable?
Exactly. So to me, maybe all man get you read. If me have been President Bill, I think I've been good for the Mama airport for work out this agreement. Let's see how the arrangements go, the flow go there, payments and all that kind of stuff. But now, okay, government get power and can say whatever. But even when they come into authority, like how President Bill say, well, we'll come and look into this. Did they think about how much so far then people don't collect?
No.
7 years don't go.
Melvin.
In case I make a touch Charles Mahmoud the other time, in case the Chinese can say, now $1 million don't collect.
Melvin.
Yes, sir.
Melvin, DJ Bezia, sorry. Yeah. You know the reason why I know they continue make you just direct the arrow to Kemosi say? You know, even the previous COI.
Kemosi say tell you how much they're supposed to pay?
No, at the camp. There is, if you look at the previous COI, then look at several individual boards, committees of certain institutions, department agencies. And the committee for these toll gates, for me, not to only Kemosi say, they are all supposed to be labeled the same. They were all part of it.
No, I agree with you.
You
but
see,
there is
this concept
in
governance. The lawyer right now, no, they can't. The lawyer right now wait for defend Dennis Sandi because you remember na 98.1 what he say. He say even the Godfather is supporting this idea. And who was the Godfather? The journalist asked him, but he tend not to understand. And that was Charles Mangu was by him. So you see,
I mean, these are non-state actors.
So, they are non-state actors.
I blame civil society on this.
No.
I blame the state actors.
No, but if civil society involved in a public operations and found one thing, definitely it has to be.
But not the civil society that they go vote for. Not civil society been promised and manifesto so they can better the lives of the people.
They are like witnessing this whole thing.
But remember,
they cannot take the greatest responsibility.
No, they cannot represent the government.
Yes, I agree.
Which is the big side of it.
But
and the civil society not signed.
The civil society or the guys who were there must not be exceptional or must not be excluded in all of this. Remember what happened with the Ebola? Charles Mambu was called there. Was he excluded? No, but he was asked to pay.
And he paid.
So you see.
But again, none left to like anti-corruption self get for pay, but not for pay. But the serious part of it, we can't watch some clips here. But I want to get to take on the economic burden who this go gets. Melvin, this is just, you don't need for do mathematics or economics on this.
Of course.
You get you bows and now on a field, you the supply. Let's say in a Kailang. You understand? You maybe a dealer. You don't come by, get your fuel from, let's say, Kisi. You pass them free toll gates like how, but it's now it's almost 2.1. So back and forth, it's 4.2. You go still take that same money there for carry and go to Kailang and sell the fuel at the same price?
No. Impossible. No. Although there is a catch there, the empty barrels are not they pay. Now where you load. So now the content now they pay. And the content now people then they use. But so the fuel, of course, if that man don't pay, you have to go add the price at the gas station.
Thank you.
That now one, but based on the transportation aspect, let's look at the livelihood aspect. Things like food.
Yes.
We don't say coal.
Yes.
We say coal they come on. Most of the coal are upline. Blasas. Yes. That's how they come on. You just when a man don't go pay,
then cassava
they don't get extra charge for in coal for in coal plus potentially for cassava. So that is the rippling effect.
Of course.
And the far-reaching impact of this. And based me not to that I'm only concerned with the economic. And the security, based remember in Nigeria, the Lake toll gate incident. So it gets, and when you watch the stakeholders' minutes, if time permits, I will read some of them. There is what is called expected risk. Let's look for the document. I highlight some. When you look at the stakeholders.
Okay, whilst they wait for that, they will go make a producer and show you some of them stuff here. Whilst Melvin, we'll talk about the toll. The toll gate, the proposed increase, and like we say, we see Parliament, the committee, we don't say for the Chinese, the CRSG, then bring some documents them. All of a sudden, we also see Parliament gets a committee with them live on television. But unfortunately, today we see a press release from the Chinese that would then say, come the 1st of March, this will take effect. So who is who or who that day at the top? So let's just take a look at this while Melvin himself gets himself together. Stay tuned.
Okay, to be honest with you, we as fuel transporters, we are surprised at that. I will call it proposed increment, right? It could be described as astronomical and even killing the sector. Our sector, the petroleum sector, is the most regulated sector in country. Not even medicine that will heal you if you are sick. Right? It's the most regulated, I can tell you. Right? So the freight being paid to us for transporting petroleum products across the country is being fixed by the government of Sierra Leone. Right? We don't have control over it. Within the pricing formula, there is what we call the distribution cost that is handed over to OMCs. It's from that distribution cost that we are being paid for transporting petroleum products across, including fuel oil for the Kinton power stations and all others. So it's not us that determine that price or that freight that is being paid to our trucks. Let me make you understand better. When you go to the gas station, you buy a liter of fuel at 30 leons, right? The transportation cost is within that 30 leons. So meaning we are not controlling it. If the government of Sierra Leone or the CRSG, well, I would say the government of Sierra Leone because, right, we are dealing with them directly. Yeah? The PRA is our primary regulator, right? And if they want to do this kind of increment, it's not about notifying us, it's about giving consideration. Where are we going to recoup that money? Okay, the first time when they introduced the toll gate, they excluded us, the petroleum sector, in wherever committee they set up. Not only we stood our ground that we won't cross the toll gate by then. Then the Minister of Works called us to negotiation. By then it was Aliu Patsu, the minister. We negotiated there and we set up 3 categories. The small 6-star trucks, we settled for 18,000. We have the 8 tires, 10 tires, and 12 tire trucks, we settled for 100,000. And the 40-feet trailers for 183,000. Okay, we agreed to pay this amount because we are citizens and we are making profit in a way. Don't forget, I told you we are transporting a regulated commodity. It's the government that fixes our transportation. You don't compare it with other trucks. For them, they are not bothered about this increase. They pass it over in economics, right? Whatever increment, they don't worry, they don't say anything. They pass it over to the end user, or let me say the consumer, right? If, for example, these trucks going up country, transporting rice and cement, they are not bothered. No sooner a bag of rice lands in Kenima or Boo, they will just say, "Pa, you know now the toll gate end, now 4,200,000 it cost me for Kaya." So, if now 5,000 month for Adamu. For us, there is not an iota of opportunity. We don't have it because we are being regulated constantly by the government, right? So if the CRSG wants an increment, we are not averse to it, but it should be moderate and considerate, right? Bearing in mind that the fuel pump price hasn't gone up, considering also our freight hasn't changed, right? Don't forget, we have the wear and tear. The wear and tear, the running cost is constantly growing. Constantly growing. Consider the price of a single 22 by 20 tire, right? You will be surprised to know the cost of it. We are merely scraping in transporting petroleum products in this country.
I mean, a keke rider. I talk about this too.
All right, welcome back. AYV Radio, 101.7 FM, AYV Television, Channel 33, and online on www.ayvnews.com. This is a program, The Hot Seat, and me, Mama Jalos, to the DJ Bass. This program, they come to you every Wednesday, 10 o'clock, and it repeats on Saturday at 3 o'clock. We'll talk about the proposed increase in the price of the toll gate, like I said earlier on. I don't know if not coincidental, we'll do this program today, Wednesday, but we don't see Parliament, we don't set up a committee, say the chairman, we don't say it needs some information about the agreements. All of a sudden, also, say Parliament set up a conference, a live conference will be on AYV yesterday. We say journalists and stuff been there, people like Melvin, Alfonso, and other people been there. But today now we see on social media, the CRSG, the non-pool. Well, again, the interesting part of it, I don't see CRSG, I don't even know Walmart or something of the sort. Where they have done pull a release, say, come 1st of March, then go increase. This is a West African Operations and Management Company, Sierra Leone Limited. So we get about 2 more days to the first. So is it that we'll just sleep the 29th and see the next morning a different toll price way? I mean, again, some minutes ago, you just listen to the head of the tanker drivers that talk about the cost of tire, fuel, and I wonder if you're not going to be chaos, let people just sleep 6 o'clock when the information said the direct
DJ Bass and the government of Sierra Leone.
So you just kind of toll gate and say, now this is the price, you get, I mean,
you see, there is more to it than the eyes can see. Wait till the panel, so we not actually ascertain, we not even know the implication of this increment of this toll gate. We not even know. Now talk no more they talk. Even the government have not too sure. Because if the minister don't know much about this whole thing, it'll go promoter, then that means for say we are in serious mess. We are in serious trouble as people. Because for me, it's about the people. President Biossi don't today as president now for the people. So if the minister you there and for serve the people, if we make policies, we take decisions, Parliament, remember the head of this entire Tina Parliament, what's the name? Bashiru. One of his statements where they intervene and force, in last note, it's about the people. He pay more attention to the people. So in other words, if we go see something different from waiting than the concerns of the people, they will go see, say, they are all just supporting something that is against the people. And the reason why some of we they push this thing is not for ourselves as individuals. Some of us can afford it. But what about the grassroots? The consumer, the last consumer there. And all of these things they happen, not even hear anything from the consumer side. And they were part of this whole thing from they were part of this from the inception. But I will not be surprised because you go to market today, most of the things where they buy for it, they are all contaminated. Where are the consumer protection? Standard. Exactly. No. So the country, the institutions where for do certain things, people have responsibility.
Okay, we come from Melvin. But the saddest part again, Mr. Tobo Kumeziganawe, even Charles Mamboa interview and I say the Chinese are supposed to build markets around the Waterloo and other area where they're not built. So all that defaults upon this, we don't get any.
In all fairness to the Chinese, they were there saying that governments not provide the land. Mr. Bingo talked that.
Wow.
See, the government is supposed to provide the concessionaire and not give them the land, and that's. Well, guess what?
They asked for the land back, which is part of the agreement?
That's what they said. The government, that the concessionaire for don't provide, it's part of the agreement. And guess what? They slap the way beats me imagination. Now that's where some civil society activists and say, but they would not get street light. And the Chinese say it's not part of the agreement for getting road street light. They ask yourself, who stand at the road they will not get street light?
Exactly.
No, I make you see people in the same substandard road.
Let me look ahead. Because this is what say for happiness. We like it or not. So let's begin prepare the minds of people. Fumble from 2015, some of them see how they talk so. Then we don't envisage her. Now I make with some politician where we don't be minister or can't talk now because they're not in our government. For me, I need countenance that because it's just a rhetoric. Just politics.
Exactly.
Now, base the documents we have to look for. I don't see here. This is a stakeholders resolution at meetings on discussions of technical, legal, and financial proposals for the extension to 4-lane and tolling of the Wellington Mashaka Highway by CRSG.
Okay.
And scroll down, everybody named it.
What's not the date?
2015.
Okay.
I'm talking about 2015.
All right.
Look at expected risk. Like you see, say them people are so waiting with the talk so that we don't see how, including the so-called minister where one can make like Bosena is a saint. Now listen, expected risk to the project. 1, economic risk. The most important variable on which the financial proposal was developed is the project traffic count. The risk to this is that in an event that the traffic count drops after the implementation of the project, it will adversely affect the revenue projection and subsequently the repayment period for the whole project. 2, socio-economic political risk. If I will pay attention, yeah? So you say some of the leaders there, when they can make Dakadeke, then can forget to document the routine. And say socio-political risk. This may arise if the citizens protest that the toll charges are too high. In the event of continued protests and demonstrations, the government of Sierra Leone might be obliged to reduce the toll charges, which will have adverse effect on the revenue collection for the project. RMFA representative in particular was anticipating protests by the citizens if the toll system commences after extending the road to 4 lane from 0 kilometer to 10 kilometer and after attaining 30% of the site's clearing works on the entire road, which is about 20.1 kilometer. So it is clear, DJ Base, that they envisage any increase in the charges might therefore get protest and demonstration. So this not only gets economic implications, it gets security implications. Now, nobody not talk, say people never go demonstrate, so. Nobody not talk and say, they're lawless, so. Nobody not talk, say, then opposition, no. Nobody not talk, say, then they're against the government, so. When in 2015, they don't anticipate, say, there might be protests and demonstrations.
If they increase.
If it increase. Yes. Imagine 2015 to now, long period. And some people want for pretense. So this
so that agreement, I go put like, I mean, they're not learning from other part of the world. Say the possibility there, if the ASAM, because it's just natural this gets affecting all spheres. Like you, they say this, you know, you go able to afford. What about the one that able to afford what they can beg you now?
Exactly.
What about school fee? And the saddest part for next year, now they reflect to we salary. You know what I mean? If they go the salary, you go say they go the train. But this now, then they pay you something 750.
The purchasing power. You
750 or 1 million a month. Then it don't go up. Let's say one picking the come over Wellington for come Hastings na school. That driver get for adding in transport. There is no fear. Nobody knows what selling others.
That's not the iPad and the people that we sign for the names them. We get Ato Solo Avi, Chairman SLRA Board of Directors by then. Another significant Hassan Augustine Toure, Director of Administration SLRA. He served at the secretary. And I get list of all the ones that we did at the meeting there. I get not only their names, including their telephone number, signature, DJ base,
and the organizations,
and all those. Of course, all there. But this I will keep on force. Where some man go make like they're innocent, we will begin name names.
So again, why like the parliamentary committee call for all them people who are back? Well, just get, I mean,
I think I tell one MP yesterday.
I say the register. But for now, someone then got there.
I tell one MP say, let them go expose themselves. Time the media for begin submit papers, and me personally, maybe that Nanga for shift me a bit from media to a think tank, wherein some of these things we serve as journalists. I would have loved yesterday to present few questions or even a paper if they probably give me chance. But the press I think the press we need for grow, the media. That report, we don't go past reports. Some journalists are knowledgeable on issues, past some even policy makers.
Exactly.
Because if some of them things here, we don't compile and present them. That's what I told the acting president of the press gallery. I said it's high time press gallery for begin submit papers on national issues.
Evidence.
Because some of we were not boastful, but with time we take for research and read. Some other big man who is in an office where in fact government they pay, not get that time in it.
Of course.
We will do it in the interest of public and for acquire knowledge.
Some can even sign a document and not even know the content.
But if you see the list of one that we sign here, if we call somebody in name with a signature there, you yourself will surprise. Across all walks of life.
All right, okay. We'll not get much time. We'll wait and see. We'll get about 2-3 more days. We'll just watch the last clip of what people and think about the toll. Then we'll come wrap up. This is Hot Seats. Stay tuned.
Now, have not again. I would get them on the strain. Now the worker fine boys don't come. But who wrote they don't ban with they say we're not for user now. So most of the company now that water side they don't go for go right. Now the toll gate by the local increase now. How they want more leave now? Now tip the one the youth man they go the tip now the country now. Work now they now they put money in pocket to go buy keke. Now they can't put more body by the youth man there. I think say the government can look into this issue back and find better solution for the people there. That toll gate they for increase the price for now, they in place. Because team money in the country, things are really difficult. Now they can't increase that price. For example, that truck the way they can cassava leaf Gary in the country. They can't say now they pay 700,000 for each toll gate. 700,000 for each toll gate now. For go and come. Now 2,100,000 they pay. For go back 2,100,000, then 4,200,000 for each work where they pay. For kind self return and go back. Oh man, Gary not go 10,000 for cup. That's all they eat. This will be more starvation for all the people that are the country here. So they pay the government the price, made them suspend that force into further, not to even something down in a way they think about it for now. Because things really difficult in the country here.
They get for this stuff greatly because when the toll gates price get for go up, we never get for get sufficient passenger. Some man get for they ignore, even if he force themselves say can because they can say what they add the price. They don't see this again for this stuff great. So it's
well, this price here I left for a factory because more the passenger than they suffer because if they add price, at least we save we go put because for anywhere come now 20 millions enough funny for we so at the passenger they left for go under the pressure.
Well, bad because of anything government say we go for the hotel small say we used to because no we put our really to government. It affects me most of me and the passenger because I'm from there myself I get for time for pull the money I pay the toll gate. So now that's no more. It affects me really. That 5 million.
It affects people too much because first of all the drivers them. The toll gate when I get for pay, now we the passenger it get for affect. Also like me, when they when they in the city, we no get problem. Now for brothers them, we sisters, we mama they when they na Kainlaun, when they Kenema. Any two they buy now 1 million, they get for buy double the price. So they beg the government, the president, they are make it think for the masses them, for say people and they suffer. Say people and they suffer. If he then do this increment, it will be a problem. It will be a big disaster. Do you know big the government?
Me people in Sierra Leone. These toll gates we don't carry it for we, easy at all. Because most like where they travel like the upline side, where they come on a free tongue, they go upline. Then businesswoman, like me like na businesswoman, me na sufferer, they do business. If I don't do business, I need survive. Without man, na business, na force. After business, na man. Because we na single parents, they don't nobody there, we pass God.
They go on, they find nobody money because what you do, me my own business, na from BM I check they come on. So that toll gate, they say go out back, we not go able. Because what you do, now they solve me problem. Because what you do back, na fast month they cancel. So if you see nobody say that toll gates, it will affect my business. Because now they are the gates, and they solve all my problem, Papa government, do you are the big?
It will be great because the increasement of the toll gate they affect with the trader the more. One would they pay more, they go for the transport for travel for go buy the market. Then two, the pikin themselves when they go to school, they go for strain because the lunch bowl they give them now is small. All man they see how the country things are difficult. Although not to no more it hits the global, but we on side heavy for we. So if the government increase the payment of the toll gate, they more.
All right, welcome back. AYV Radio 101.7 FM, AYV TV, channel 33, and online on www.ayvnews.com. This is a program, The Hot Seat. It comes here every Wednesday, 10 o'clock, and it repeats on Saturday. With we at the studio, we get Melvin, a journalist, also get Tubo Kumeziga, a human rights activist. We'll talk about the proposed toll gate increase with the foresee. Well, again, Salon and Kisse something, not how you go business. See what get for happen, you see how you go to come. Like first, before now we don't hear this. They bring some hula ballo here, people and say, lie all of a sudden, before in my day on the ground game they play, all of a sudden, a week or 2 or 3 to the 1st of March, we suicide, the ministers have come out, they go to different media houses, for able, well, one, I think, say, the sensitization short, and two, Melvin, what's your take on drivers' union and position on this?
Then they made a flip-flop yesterday in our parliament. It's like the drivers' union from the representative, Mr. Ba, they don't look no what they want. They want to be sweet, they want to be sugar.
Okay.
And on these toll gates, it's either you are for or against. Sierra Leoneans are not fools.
Okay.
Why my own good friend, Alfonso Manley, yesterday he said with the try for play hot and cold, to the point that he almost capsized because he MPs them from even the government bench, then the Shumu, then the Momo, then they make undertones against that. It shows, you know. So for the drivers' union, and see the speaker don't tell them say from yesterday today to tomorrow, therefore submit a position on waiting they want, and then they say that they go engage. So we wait for them. But from waiting, then constituent in the talk, it's like they are speaking differently. So we wait for see how that get for pan out and whose kind of position people they get for send to parliament and how speaker get for rule tomorrow. But based, I think say as we wrap this conversation up, my fear is we not for take this for granted because the impacts and effects some people go to Biara, but not to all man go for Biara.
Correct.
And we should not take the intelligence of the people for granted. Sierra Leone is still a fragile state in terms of peace and security. We all know 2-3 months ago, so we've been there.
Exactly.
And if God don't make normalcy, don't return, or don't they return, and business don't they move, we don't have a kind of leke part 2. And you can just, you know, so I think the government, the president of China now, perhaps they're going to negotiate, but I think say, even if this get for take effect, if it take effect on that first, looking at the action taken already by Parliament, people are not, in fact, all the media then praise Parliament.
Again, as a media person, is it a coincidence, again, this 50 million yen where the Nongo, with debt, so the Nongo pull, so nothing say maybe other people go look, well, this, or the non-pull with debt, so no just accept it in CRSG, then say?
There is no free lunch by the Chinese, given by the Chinese. Geopolitically, if you look at their operations.
Exactly.
If you look at what's happening in Namibia, what's happening in another East African countries, where in the Bills, Zambia, and all these places.
Jamaica.
So the Chinese, are the people that talk say, not like America, where they give 1.5 million, or they want to give you MCC money for give conditionality. Yes, they might not give you, the Chinese might not give you democratic credential, but when it comes to the economics, then people have money that come from now.
Of course.
And that's all gets if their money not come out. That's one is that people who are use toll gates, the gates lock. So then we will begin for count the cost of that. So this is, I mean, it gets diplomatic implications, you're right. And they might, maybe they're going to use it as a bargaining chip when the pardon goes so. So if they're not used as bargaining chip,
because is it coincidence or what?
Well, we not say no more the pie and go on. It might not be far from this Lunge Bridge thing also.
Okay.
But since toll gates then at the floor, we wait for see. We already don't begin get information.
And it's the Chinese the interest. And any side and people in the interest.
But and when people talk say and Chinese company then and different, when now we see American ambassador they talk about Israel outside affairs,
the mines,
So every embassy, they have what they call political attaches, security attaches. They get different attaches there. And they attaches then the US na government to government no more. Then companies, then citizens, they are in this country to protect them. So I will not be surprised if when the park goes to and say, hey, we don't cancel, we don't agree with that. And Xinhua, the Chinese news agency, then gets reporters them from Sierra Leone.
Okay.
So we might not we not go feel say waiting they have been at Salon the Chinese don't know.
No.
And then get what they call intelligence attaches.
Of course.
When are people away, they talk Creole like me and you, they watch every television program,
go on the upline,
read every news, follow they do everything. Some of them might go to present say they are ordinary laborers.
Right.
But you don't know why they are here. Intelligence officers. But when you see with China they arrest American man for espionage. America they arrest Chinese them for espionage. So they might come here as contractors or as company, but you don't know
what's not the mission.
And besides, every Chinese company, the Chinese government gets stake because China, everything is for everybody. Everybody is for everything.
Thank you.
So you cannot separate the Chinese government from CRSG, in as much as it might be a private or a corporate entity. But for the fact that it's a registered Chinese company, I will not be surprised if the Chinese embassy in Naya does send, it's called diplomatic cable to China, and by the time the party reach they serve the diplomat, they don't massage.
Because today now the Chinese and all, they don't pull a press.
Why not today? The party reach yesterday, I think the party reach yesterday or the first time, they don't pull and today.
And why did it still the parliament force we all the looks in a hold, but then don't pull the price?
Well, I never confuse people more because some man go say, hey, I mean this thing in the parliament be so long wait. So parliament self, then get a duty tomorrow for make their position very clear. If they go for allow, let them talk at once tomorrow, let people prepare, let them go sleep.
You don't think so go down shots?
Well, it go better than give people in 24 hour notice than the left and say the day reach the time some man say, parliament, we don't say no, this year on
Finally, Mr. Tuboko, before going to Melvin, quickly, we don't see on social media the Chinese non-pool and the people who control the toll gates, the CRG don't see come the 1st of March, then price that it take effect. The president in China now, they say they don't
you see, President Bill, therefore be very careful. We hope say the footwear puts down where go America. Remember, after the election, where go America, the footwear puts down. The way I speak hard na America.
You know whose foot if not the right or the left foot?
Well, we know say it speak the voice where Africans and why
okay.
Because sometimes not to where possible they give food, you always they become humble. But when he spoke in America, we know say he speak hard as an African.
All right.
And we hope say that same way we talk na America, where it goes on na China.
You go talk so.
And not only for talk so, but you go think in people.
Exactly.
If you think Sierra Leone and think in people. These toll gates go make President Bio very unpopular, even if he left for left power.
Okay.
Because these toll gates, if President Bio not handle them with care and special attention to the people.
Okay.
It will be very unpopular everywhere they left power. It go pass and nobody no one know if na President Bio they pass.
Right. Okay.
Because it has to do with the people. Now the people then get power and they get for listen to the people and the cry of the people. And this is the cry of the people. I everywhere they ask about the motor drivers union. Of course, we all in this country are we're not to picking them. We already know the position of the motor drivers union, the executive for the motor drivers. They're not speak with one language.
Okay.
When they go so, their members then they go so. Because they are not representing their members. That we know. We don't been at this country for years and decades. So we not say where they go out there because they were part of this whole agreement from the inception. And what Bar do, Bar was there, Sheikh was there. What did they do? And the thing more or less they affect their own members then. And don't forget, it comes down to the passengers. The last consumer, whether they go for go to market for go buy them food, and it affects them economically. And when we look at the economic challenges right now in Sierra Leone, we don't see what they happen in Nigeria today. We look over news, what they happen today right now on economic issues in Nigeria. There's a serious protest and demonstration in Nigeria today. Okay. So we got to begin to think about, say, without question, instead of they put more burden on the people, let us see how best we can able question, and if possible, do some subsidy to some of them things and they. Right. So at least the people then go stay at ease.
Thank you very much, Alan Tubo-Kumesga. Finally, Melvin, to you. We don't see propose the CRG, then say the price the car of the first. We got about 2 more days to March 1st. And we see either in a parliament being called for some documents and don't get a meeting, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to meet tomorrow. Well, did they foresee anything?
Yes, I want to advise Sierra Leoneans to expect the unexpected because dealing with politicians, they are full of politics. However, I think, say, my advice to the politicians, let whatever decision they reach at be informed by facts. Yes, CRSG is an investment and then people can put money for pull their money, not so good they can do. Clear. But however, government does not exist to make profits, but to provide services at a bare minimum cost recovery. So wherein the cost is so exorbitant and so high and people they complain and already there is an
just a quick one. Sorry for interruption. I'm not saying I last rounds. Then people then put money for get money. But they use our money because then toll get them begin to operate before even they do 10% of the road.
Even them vehicles themselves pay tax and whatever.
Exactly. They do a lot of waivers. Well, so they are using we oil for fry we.
Well, I don't know if them take into consideration. Concession alone in the tune of.
But the roads were not constructed, then they begin collect.
It's because of the agreement says whether or not from 0.
So that's the reason why we were expecting for this agreement to be
upon 30% completion of.
We were expecting for this agreement to be reviewed. For say there is no condition, say this now open-ended agreement. It's supposed to have been reviewed. Why? Well, to date, 5 years, 6 years ago.
Let the facts inform whatever decision, and to the president, this is an unpopular decision. And I will throw the line of the last commentator that this might make you even more unpopular. Well, I don't want to go to the controversial facts, but we'll just left on the.
All right, thank you very much, Melvin. Thank you, Mr. Tuba Kumeziga. With that, Fambul, over to you. Comments on the page, and the truth will be revealed. We believe, say, in the next 1 week, we go know Saudi. Whether people go begin pay them price out and unproposed, or it go down, well, it's up to the big one then. President Bill, all stops at your door.
No, of course.
If it's good for the people. And one thing we can campaign decisions here, when we can look where people affect themselves for politicians or political party, when it comes to the implementation of the NCR, they're not going to ask you for a party ticket,
of course,
a party card, a party color. We all pay the same price. So if it's good,
no, but basically there is a catch there. We only pay the same price though. Certain convoy, presidential convoy, certain officials, there are exemption clauses.
No, what I mean, we the people,
we the poor ones. But some of them big ones, they get exemption, so they are not bothered.
Yeah. So we are paying for them, in other words.
Definitely, quite unfortunately so.
All right, so with that, have a good time. Plenty thanks to the guy that we helped for bring this program together, the producers, them out there, and to the executive producer, Mr. Anthony Navo, Junior Ambassador. Till then, have a good time. God bless you. God be with you. Bye-bye.